Mike Watts on hand. We welcome you on what's a bit of a blustery 80-degree evening with substantial wind, 20 miles an hour at this small venue. As the U.S. Virgin Islands know they cannot be promoted, Aruba is hoping that tonight they can ensure no concern with the match they have early next week with the Cayman Islands. A victory would secure promotion into League B. However, if they draw or lose, they leave a lot up to question. Here's why. U.S. Virgin Islands have already played 3 matches to this point, and they've yet to secure a victory. As a result, they can no longer finish first, nor can they be the top placing second place team in League C. While Aruba plays just their 3rd match tonight. They're the only team in the group yet to hit 3 matches played, with their 2 victories over the Cayman Islands and previously for the U.S. Virgin Islands. They're in position to win the group with 1 game remaining.
Audit.
Well, it is an important match for Aruban football, no question. This is a team that can win and secure promotion with no doubt. Even a draw could prove enough in a number of different ways for them to end up being either the best second-place team or getting any positive result, win or draw, against the Cayman Islands when they play in 4 days' time. They arrived here in good spirits about 3 days ago now in St. Thomas, and Aruba is fully of the belief that they can handle their business here tonight after a 3-1 victory against this very USVI side about a month ago and secure their place in League B for the upcoming Nations League campaign. You know, there has been a bit of heartbreak over the course of their time in Nations League, relegated in the initial edition of Nations League, a group with Guyana and Antigua and Barbuda, but most importantly, with the Jamaican side intent on getting back to League A. That Jamaican side will be playing against Canada this week for a place in Copa America out of League A. Then they go down to Nations League C, ultimately finish second in that group. Got a couple of results against St. Martin, but not nearly enough to find their way back up. Today, however, provides quite the opportunity for Aruba to rise back into League B against this U.S. Virgin Islands side intent on securing their 3rd win in 3 editions of Nations League. This, their final match in this 3-team group. One final chance to avoid the basement, even if promotion is now impossible. They've taken the field here at the Bethlehem Soccer Complex. It is the U.S. Virgin Islands set to take on Aruba in League C, Group B of the Concacaf Nations League.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Aruba. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of U.S. Virgin Islands.
Here we go. It's Aruba and the U.S. Virgin Islands preparing to meet in Concacaf Nations League C Group B. The U.S. Virgin Islands cannot be promoted. Aruba can secure their promotion tonight. The officials and players, one final meeting, the calm before the storm at the Bethlehem Soccer Complex. Two Caribbean nations with every expectation of continuing to use this tournament to grow their football. The lineup assembled for the U.S. Virgin Islands with Henry up front. It is a brother pairing, goalkeeper and center back, Josh Ramos and Dylan Ramos, the Floridian-born Virgin Islands players. Ken Pennyfeather of Antigua and Barbuda, a familiar face around the Concacaf circles, will oversee the match.
Now, ladies and gentlemen,
a pair
the
of
starting
Antiguan
lineup for
ARs.
the U.S. Virgin Islands. Goalkeeper, Dylan Ramos. Defender, Chet Blaska. Defender, Joshua Ramos. Forward, Orion Mills. Defender, Zamari Harris. Midfielder, Andrew Schaefer. Forward, Jimson St. Louis. Forward, James Mack Lee. Forward, Naquan Henry. Midfielder, Ray J. Joseph. Defender, Quinn
Look at the
Farrell.
lineup for Aruba with Maria, the withdrawn 9 for the side. Fernando Lewis will captain the team from center back.
Goalkeeper, Matthew
This is a group
Lentic.
that
Defender,
did defeat the U.S. Virgin Islands 3 goals to 1. Ostiana,
Fernando Lewis.
Lloydens,
Defender,
and Molina is available off the
Diedrich
bench.
Lloydens.
All
Forward,
scored in that
Kimani
game.
Ned. Midfielder, Rovian Otiana. Midfielder, Walter Bennett. Midfielder, Stephen Melkor. Forward, Benjamin Mariah. Defender, Jonathan Richard. Forward, Jaden Denaya. Head coach, Marvick Bermudez.
And so we're set to begin tonight in this CONCACAF League C Group B
Referees
matchup.
for tonight, Ken Pennyfeather.
Aruba can join Dominica
Assistant referee,
in securing
Wazwa
promotion
Benani.
at this stage of League
Assistant
C.
referee, Arut Ableton.
Like Turks and
Fourth
Caicos,
official, Raul Castro.
U.S. Virgin Islands unpromotable. Waiting the signal to begin the proceedings tonight, Ken Pennyfeather. And so it begins. Can the U.S. Virgin Islands spoil the party for Aruba on home ground to secure their first win in this Nations League campaign? Or does Aruba, with a win, secure their place in League B for the upcoming campaign? early set piece for Orion Mills. Mills setting up a bike at the top of the 18. Got turned away, and that is a dangerous high boot. Well, that would have been quite the way to start the proceedings, huh? Paul. Clicked on by Melchor. U.S. Virgin Islands leaving out a number of players that a few long in the tooth, but certainly they're more experienced players. Goalkeeper Lionel Brown's 20 caps left out, the 36-year-old. Gasol Green, the 38-year-old defender. And among the midfielders not in the team, McDonald Taylor. Bypassing Paul to the halfway line. Out of play from Lewis. Both teams have done a fair amount of overseas recruiting. Aruba from the Netherlands. The U.S. Virgin Islands taking from players that featured in the U.S. That's by Dania. Ramos circles back. There's Dylan Ramos. Pressure arriving. Josh Ramos. It's pouring in from Aruba. The ball given away cheaply. Dania no further. Kept away from Lewis. Came up through AZ and Ajax. Playing Naquan Henry. Lewis. Paul. Lentnik, playing in the Dutch 6th division, the 30-year-old born in Aruba. Clipped onward, Dania pursues. Ramos. Turned over. Spinning. Maria no further. A well-intentioned slap on the back from Melchor. It's Harris, Atlanta native, born in El Paso, Texas, by the U.S.-Mexican border. Lentnik. Ball successfully won. Melchior upfield. And last touch, it's had Heavy trying to recover. And a foul from Aruba. Melchior playing at Britannia in Aruba. Among the more successful in the Aruban First Division. Aruba, a couple wins in a row to start this tournament. Not all their matches are so easily found, but according to Soccer Way, looking for their first three-match win streak dating back to 2014. It's quite the opportunity for them. There's something to be said for the fact that when you include qualifying, those initial 4 games, now 16 games in the Nations League. For a lot of these League C teams, previously struggled to find consistency at the national team level. That rolled out by the Virgin Islands. Pushed away by Farrell. Will be a corner for Aruba. With consistency has come more desire from players to commit their futures to these countries. Allows the leagues to develop players with higher aspirations. Richard over the ball for Aruba. Hangs for the backside. Chance to reserve. And left upon by Dylan Ramos. Taken back by Aruba. Into the penalty area. Dancing Maria. End line. Cut back. Target was Dania. And scooped by Ned. Aruba, a history that dates to 1932 on the pitch. A FIFA member dating to 1988. Haven't qualified for any of the major tournaments. Ball hit centrally. Free kick Aruba. In magnificent position, won by Jaden Dania, who debuted against this very U.S. Virgin Islands team in October. A step from Quinn Farrell. He draws the unenviable straw. Just off the middle of the wall. Dylan Ramos sets a 5-player blockade. And Benjamin Maria places the ball. Dania did touch it last. Well, this is intriguing. Put in play, Richard! Good save, Ramos. Stares it aside. Richard once more over the bar. And the 32-year-old from Amsterdam, who debuted initially with Curaçao and ended up changing to Aruba with a one-time switch in 2021, plowing that over the crossbar on the pursuant second effort. Got to give the U.S. Virgin Islands credit. They are intent on playing out. Ramos spins. Out by Paul. Flipped in behind and maintained calmly by Lentnik. When we get to the very end of Nations League C, Group B, U.S. Virgin Islands, Turks and Caicos know they cannot go up. Both have accumulated just a singular point through 3 games. Anguilla will stay down as well, blown out in their 3 matches against St. Martin and Bonaire. Aruba into the final third, that turned away. There is grand intrigue around the ranking of the second-place teams to go up, however. Right now, the British Virgin Islands are the ones in control of that. However, a draw here could certainly be an issue for them, in particular if the Cayman Islands were to win the following match. There is a very real possibility that both these teams out of this group could in fact go up, the Cayman Islands and Aruba. Cayman Islands will need at least a result. Truthfully, they'll need a win based on goal difference against Aruba. If Aruba gets anything out of this game, they'll be assured their way up anyways. Bonaire causes the biggest issues to that. Into the width, ball lined across, nobody home. Turn back to Aruba once more. Ball brought down and curled wide of the post. Stiana, who scored last time these teams met. On the feed from Maria. Teams did finish the first half scoreless last month when they met, though. Ramos. Intercept en route to Harris. Melchor sought the return. Lewis. Spare a thought for Lewis. Ready to help Jimson St. Louis back up. And he was called back for a further dissertation from Ken Pennyfeather. Can't do that. And a set piece here for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Ray J. Joseph over the ball. Hell Knights SC, the team that won the most recent First Division title in the Virgin Islands. Joseph representing the club on an even bigger stage now. Joseph, grabbed by Lentnik. Navigating still, shot is wide. And that, the first real taste of opportunity for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Naquan Henry pours forward. Bright moment for the 18-year-old from United We Stand SC. Spinning header from St. Louis, attempted to recover. Passing Schaefer. And with Aruba now. Paul. Piece won by Mack this time around. James Charles Mack of Virginia. Quite the passport he's had stamped over the years. Little less cloak and dagger. It's simply Joseph. Hangs in the air, ricochets down. Schaefer was closest, cleared by Aruba. Maria. St. Louis couldn't win it back. The corner flag, that's a goal kick. The objection of Ostiana. Defended by Orion Mills.
Don't go too early, Jack. Don't go too early because you're bringing the man with you. Yes. Up, quick. Hey.
Offside. Truthfully, the U.S. Virgin Islands have yet to really be close to earning promotion. Sim Martin going up in their last group, Barbados in their initial group. Wins over St. Martin, the initial edition of Nations League, over Turks and Caicos in the most recent. Still no three-point performance yet in this edition. Under Gilberto Damiano.
Henry. Don't go too early, Josh. Hey, one here.
Done by Melchor to keep it at all. Speared upward by Dania. Drops toward Paul. And Virgin Islands get it free. And maybe much more. Header snapped by Henry down to Letnick. 20 minutes gone in this doozy. Aruba can secure promotion with a win tonight. Slid aside by Richard. Picked up by the U.S. Virgin Islands. Nobody to thread through. Henry was well wayward. Aruba, 4 shots in the early going and didn't miss by much on a pair of them. Pursuit of the opener here tonight. Take a little bit of sting out of this game.
Here. Roll in. One behind you.
Head coach of the U.S. Virgin Islands looks on. Damiano, the Brazilian manager, previously worked overseas with Cardiff and Palace, more on the academy level. You have to assume that getting that head coaching role in the U.S. Virgin Islands or Aruba has to come with a pretty decent living situation. Into the final third, Aruba. Ball slid across and tapped home. The opening goal for Aruba. It's Jaden Dania who opens the scoring as Aruba pursues promotion into League B.
You have a goal in the 23rd minute by Aruba. Number 20, forward Jaden.
Totally undone down the side by Benjamin Maria. And that's the easiest goal Jaden Dania's ever going to score. Comes in the 23rd minute. And Aruba lead. And now have a very clear path forward into League B. Nearly flicked away by Harris. Over by Richard.
Hey, watch your back feet! Watch your back feet! Come on, man. Mark. I got time. Hey. Yeah.
Paul. There's Lewis. Now Letnick. Well, we'll see. It's the midway point of the first half that Aruba grabs the opening goal. A draw does them good as well. It's still going to leave a bit of work to be done against the Cayman Islands. Surely they'd like to win tonight. There is something to be said about the fact they now should feel this more insurance than anything. A second goal really put them out of reach tonight. And there will be value in going for more. Ostiana. Oh, that's a substantial price paid. Speared upward. Dania kept it alive for Aruba. The ball inward taken by Ramos. Dylan Ramos featuring for Gold Star FC in the Detroit area in the United States. Played in the Aruba and the Cayman Islands matches in the most recent window, mid-October. Conceded 5 goals. The speed in the wide area. And Maria, who got lobbed off the ball. Richard. Richard once more, levying off. Maria. End line, slice back, Paul. That blocked. Melchor. They found a lot of happiness down that left side, getting end line. Paul. Away from Bennett. Pulled back by St. Louis. Bennett. Ned. Walter Bennett.
Laat maar komen, laat maar komen.
Paul. Another ball ahead through the legs of Melchor. Dania in the 23rd minute, Aruba lead. The U.S. Virgin Islands. League C Group B. A cascading run denied by the Virgin Islands. Nickinson Paul. Fernando Lewis. offside. Intriguingly, they allowed Benjamin Maria to invert centrally in the most recent play. The ball's lost. There's a lot of work done there by Kamani Ned. I think that looked like more than there was. Liddens looks over once more for Aruba. Lentnik, Lewis. Maria. Richard. Maria. Kept off the foot of St. Louis. Aruba's starting to take a bit more control of this. Ooh, late whistle. Evaded the first challenge, not the second. But the only thing that slowed Benjamin Maria down today. And really the first genuine stoppage of the half. It's 80-degree night in the U.S. Virgin Islands. This is the Bethlehem Soccer Complex. U.S. Virgin Islands hosting Aruba. 1-0 lead. See Aruba, should they carry it over the finish line, winners of Group B and League C. Ball line from a long way out goes banging off the wire fence from Stephen Melchor. Taken back by Aruba, and this curling across the face of goal and out altogether. Perhaps Ostiana not quite on the same page. Largely a pretty clean half between these two. Field from Harris. Skittered away from St. Louis. That hammered back at the goalkeeper. That got a little bit of confidence from Letnick, didn't it? This window will also see the commencement of the quarterfinals for the Nations League. Those teams all coming out of League A. Handful of teams pre-qualified. The rest had to go through the group stage. 6 positions in Copa America up for grabs. And, of course, March of next year, the Nations League finals. This includes the semifinals and the final, the uninitiated. A bit different than it's looked in previous years, but Mexico, the U.S., Canada, and Costa Rica, the seeded teams through, and then the group stage winners and runners-up, as Lentnik sends that away. Panama, Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, and Honduras matching up in the quarterfinals. Honduras and Mexico, a lot of intrigue around that. That begins tomorrow. Same, too, with Jamaica and Canada. Costa Rica and Panama, U.S. and Trinidad and Tobago set to kick off their respective two-legged series tonight. U.S. actually going back to Trinidad for the first time since failing to qualify for the Russia World Cup.
Nick. It's dead on. It's dead on. Dixie strong. Hey, good try, Henry.
That hits off the outside of Lentnik's netting. Not all that much you can do from there if you're Naquan Henry, is there? His 6th cap at the tender age of 18. Ball layered across. Maria. Rebound ushered by Ramos. Lashka, Farrell, field from Schaefer, 19-year-old completing his 2nd year at Bowling Green State University, BGSU. Joseph, Schaefer. Joseph ping-ponging around and taking off the ball into the grasp of Richard. And now chipped from half field. Oh! That is incredible! And Rovien Ostiana has scored an absolute stunner. Got the return and sends a 50-yard rainbow off the hand of Ramos, off the bar and in. He has scored in his 3rd game running. None grander than that.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Aruba in the 40th minute by number 6, midfielder Rovien Ostiana.
Ostiana in the 40th minute follows Dania in the 23rd.
Right. Go ahead. That's us.
Melchor down the line. Now can Aruba really pour it on right before the half? Well, I don't think we'll have to search too hard to find the best goal of the window. And Marvik Bermudez in his second stint at the helm has to be quite gleeful at this particular juncture. Now 2-0 up. Chance to secure promotion with a third win in 3. And the longest win streak in nearly a decade for Aruba. There's some form of retribution before halftime. J.C. Mack. Mack getting end line. Skitters all the way through. Ball tapped across and now hit from distance wide by Andrew Schaefer. Schaefer's managed a half dozen goals at Bowling Green. High school All-State player in the talent-packed Buckeye state of Ohio. This could have been a comedy of errors if Aruba were to have conceded. In the midst of that, Jimson St. Louis upended. St. Louis is among those back up. There is still a player down the U.S. Virgin Islands. Quan Henry being attended to. They're flexing out that left foot and ankle. J.C. Mack additionally captains this U.S. Virgin Islands side, trying to get them back on track tonight. They won't be all Aruba. This is the crowning achievement they've been waiting for since relegation some 3 years ago. Good news to see Henry up and moving. Even if he can just get into halftime without utilizing a sub. Just get back out there for a couple minutes. That would do the job. And Aruba appears fairly content to take this forward with the 2 added minutes of stoppage time.
The fourth official on the sideline has indicated that there will be a minimum of 2 minutes of added time in the first half.
Not the deepest bench. You would think Raheem Joseph would be the most likely if the Virgin Islands need to make a change out of halftime. You do see Henry is back out there on the jog, and Letnick sends that away a bit awkwardly. Mack tried to pick it up. Now he does have it. Down the line. Oh. Quite the attrition to that battle. Taken back by the U.S. Virgin Islands in the final minute. That is an obvious foul from behind. A ball-hungry Ostiana. Aruba want to get forward just one more time. It's Dania. He'll take the invitation, only to see it ripped away by Harris. St. Louis knows time is of the essence. Offside, and that should take us to halftime. Precisely what Ken Pennyfeather concurs upon. Halftime at the Bethlehem Soccer Complex. Aruba is in position, and the second goal is one that may well live in Aruban lore if this indeed does clinch promotion tonight. Halftime in this Concacaf Nations League C Group B match. Aruba 2, the U.S. Virgin Islands 0.
Remember to support the local vendors. We have fish soup on sale, and we have Johnny Cake and chicken. So check out the vendors, support those vendors. Thank you very much.
Nationwide Nations League champion.
One behind you. Yeah, we stuck. I called one. I called one. Ja, maar je bent te laat, bro. Hey. On the wing, on the wing. on, guys. Come on. Hey, let's go get active. Let's go get active. Come on. Hey, everybody, come on.
The U.S. Virgin Islands hoping that they can find their first victory in their finale in Nations League this year. Aruba are on the cusp of finding their way through to League. A magical goal scored on the hand of Ramos from nearly field by Rovien Ozdiana. His third now moves him into a tie for third place in League C in scoring. And Aruba, with one game remaining, trying to define their place in League B for the upcoming Nations League campaign. Underway in the second half between the U.S. Virgin Islands and Aruba. Aruba 2 goals ahead. Estiana from, again, near half field in the 40th. Jaden Dania from about 2.5 yards out. Bouncing ball asking questions that Aruba is at the moment prepared to answer. Added further by Ray J. Joseph. Schaefer. (19-year-old) getting his first look with the U.S. Virgin Islands. Cleaned out by Walter Bennett. And a free kick won by the U.S. Virgin Islands. Samir Harris over the ball, a stab from St. Croix. Harris, header, step down and in! The U.S. Virgin Islands get one right out of halftime. A wonderful ball, an unmarked header. Nothing at all that Lentnik can do. And Harris placed that perfectly.
Minute 47. Number 17, defender Quinn Farrell.
Quinn Farrell has now scored in both games against Aruba. And now Aruba has some real concern. A draw, they're in a very good place, but they're not settled yet. And a 3-goal loss at the hands the Cayman Islands would be an even bigger issue. Ball all the way through. Keeper came out. Henry is denied by Lentnik. You could hear members of the U.S. Virgin Islands team saying, let's bring energy in this second half. They certainly have. What a magical ball through for Henry.
Walter.
Aruba looking to regain control. 68% of first half possession for Aruba. And 12 of the 16 shots, 4 of the 5 went on target, came from the Arubans. Foul won by Henry. The first card issued tonight. And it goes to Jonathan Richard. Set piece for the U.S. Virgin Islands. That'll hang up and get ripped down by Lentnik. Ramos collects USVI. Aruba, not a lot of success at any level, truthfully. Only 4 wins in 29 games in Caribbean Cup qualifying, Gold Cup qualifying, not much better. 6 in 34.
Ladies and gentlemen, yellow card is issued to number 14 of Aruba in the 50th minute. Defender Jonathan Richard.
Away by Kamani Ned. Maria. Oh, look at him go. Maria cuts it across. Tapped in. And Aruba regains their 2-goal advantage. It is the second for Ostiana. And he's quickly becoming among the leading scorers in League C. That is his 4th. He's now the 3rd leading scorer. By his lonesome. Only 2 players from St. Martin beyond him. Stanley Segarel and Axel Rega above him. And Aruba now 3-1 ahead, comfortably, seemingly, again. Leading by 2 goals. This would render the game against the Cayman Islands on its face meaningless for Aruba. Or for the Cayman Islands, they will still have a ton to play for. They could still be the leading team among second-place finishers, which would see them promoted as well. And therein lies the intrigue. If Aruba do win this, how they'll handle that finale against the Cayman Islands on home ground in 4 days' time.
You can push up a little bit more, but stay central, yeah?
Booted away by Farrell. Going the 48th gave the Dashing Eagles something to be excited about. Turned out that was rather short-lived. Maria. Navigating backward. Bennett. Cross-field for Ned. Short, taken on by Jimson St. Louis, who won the free kick. Well, with this scoreline, Aruba would in fact secure promotion and will have a chance to go 4 wins in 4. The real question suddenly then becomes the ranking of the second place team. So the British Virgin Islands on 5 points have already played all their matches. But with a +1 goal difference, a draw for the Cayman Islands against Aruba would not be enough. They would need to win that game. And then they have to wait and see what Bonaire do. They've only played 2. Bonaire won't finish until November 21st, and so that being the day after Cayman Islands and Aruba matchup, they'll know exactly what they need to do, in theory, to get above the British Virgin Islands, but they'll know that if the Cayman Islands have already won, they have no chance to go through. At least not in that format. They could still go through by winning their 2 remaining games and overcoming a 14-goal difference with St. Martin, but obviously that's a much different mountain to climb. They would really need to whomp on Anguilla to get that job done. Probably need to take pretty firm command of the match against St. Martin as well to overturn that kind of goal difference. For another time, Joseph seeking Henry. The second ever meeting. Yes, Virgin Islands have only won 1 game in their last 4 years of competition. 14 losses and 3 draws. That last win, however, just, about 17 months ago against Turks and Caicos. Ball angled across. Attempt to bring that down. Not to be for Mack. Held up by Ostiana. Spots the wide run. And intervening is Jet Blashka, the Racine, Wisconsin native. Moved to the Virgin Islands at the age of 9. Ended up going back to Wisconsin, playing at Marquette. Some time playing in the UPSL, that's the American 4th Division, but also in Gibraltar. Now among the most capped players of the U.S. Virgin Islands. Does lead to a corner for Richard. Richard, dangerous curling ball seeking Lloydens. Crushed over the top. Dania shoved off by Farrell. Now goes Schaefer. Richard. Lewis. Bennett. Lloydens will take that space. Ned. End line, Maria. Maria. Is a corner, however. Richard swinging in, punched away by Ramos, and struck with venom over the bar by Kamani Ned. U.S. Virgin Islands waiting to make a change. They'll hold a bit longer as we hit the hour mark tonight at the Bethlehem Soccer Complex. Joseph, whose time is likely now running out. Throw for Mills. He'll wait because Raheem Joseph comes in off the bench. The 23-year-old features for Empire FC in Antigua and Barbuda. Replaces Ray J. Joseph. First change for either side.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Substitution for the U.S. Virgin Islands. In number 9, Raheem Joseph. Out number 15, Ray J. Joseph. In the 62nd minute.
Hey, Orion, go there for me.
Lashka. Ball in, out, and back into the hands of Lentnik. He's dangerous from here. Ostiana. Clips over, Maria. And there's Ramos. Lesson learned. More importantly, he used his head there. So he goes sprawling out of the penalty area. Top of the 18, twisting, searching. Player goes down in the middle of the box as Dania navigates wide. Cedric Luidens, Dutch-born 24-year-old, came up through the youth national team 5 years ago as part of the under-20s for Aruba. Came up through Sparta Rotterdam. Back from Ned. Quick restart from Luidens. Aruba searching for more. You see the U.S. Virgin Islands pick this away and play long. Henry. Frustration evident. The 18-year-old forward. I did not see the shirt pull. Down goes Schaefer. Evidently there was some kind of pull there. There's Lentnik.
Yeah, keep the ball, bro. Get the ball.
Ostiana, a pair of goals tonight to go with the pair he earned in the October window. There's the yellow card to Jet Lashka. Look at how Aruba has amassed their fortune tonight. Ball from Maria into Dania in the 23rd minute. Ostiana in the 40th. Farrell right out of halftime gave the U.S. Virgin Islands something to be excited about, but alas. Aruba just 4 minutes later, Rovian Ostiana again. Give Aruba a 3-1 lead and put that young man into third in Nations League C scoring. Ball whipped across, met by Ramos. Mills is wiggled free. Spot support. St. Louis. Schaefer. Schaefer dances, delivers, looping header over the bar. The first good look for Rakeem Joseph since entering the game some 7 minutes ago.
Go here. Cancel. Don't stay too far from George. Don't stay too far from George. Jimson has his one. Warte, slide on. Yes, slide on. Come on. Hey. Play, keeper. On the first step, Jay. First step.
Flicked over by St. Louis. Onto it now. St. Louis undeterred. And certainly now demurred. The slide of Kamani Ned.
That's mad far. Really far. Nando. Play. Play.
St. Louis. Mack arrives, drives, header away, and comes down to Ostiana. Field from Mills. Now Aruba pursue into the U.S. Virgin Islands half. Ramos is a bit flat-footed. And out by Harris. Parts of 5 years at Georgia Southern. Lewis. Flocking forward Aruba. Ned to nobody in particular. That's it for Jonathan Richard. J. Brian Romano off the bench for Aruba to try and see this out. The 32-year-old takes leave.
Please, ladies and gentlemen.
Seemingly mission accomplished.
From Aruba in the 72nd.
Romano debuted against the Cayman Islands in September, former captain of the under-20s.
Number 14.
Now at Braintree Town FC over in England.
Richard. Entering the game, number 15, Jabrian Romano.
Joseph. Could have been a different run for the U.S. Virgin Islands. They did lead against the Caymans, their opener here on this ground. 1-goal loss at the Cayman Islands. They could have been competing for that second position. Alas, lost both their away matches. Failed to get anything more than a draw in their first home match, and now here tonight against Aruba, spending much of the game trailing by 2. Everyone fell asleep at the switch except for Schaefer. Now he's vacated space Aruba is more than happy to take. Through now, not to be for Jaden Dania. Scored the opener tonight. Trying to match Ostiana's brace. Was a deflection en route. So a corner for the newly insuited Jabrian Romano. Romano, dangerous ball. Ramos went to ground, and I'm not sure there was all that much contact from an opposing player on that. Nevertheless, still heavily in Aruba's corner possession. 68% at halftime, down to 64% now. As we approach the final 15 minutes, this glorious Concacaf Nations League, League C Group B match. This would ensure that the Virgin Islands finish third in the group. It would secure first place for Aruba and leave the Cayman Islands with a chance to secure the second best position in this group, but potentially the best second place finish on the 20th of November. Let's go to Aruba to do it. Ned curling a good-looking ball past Ramos. For the Excelsior Rotterdam under-21s. Ned, not the only one in this squad to feature there. Sean Molina could feature later in this game, available on the substitutes bench. Those under-21s as well.
Issued to number 7 of the USVI in the 66th minute.
Come on, Yellow, come on, Yellow. Come on, boys.
The assembled here, Bethlehem Soccer Complex trying to will something miraculous out of the U.S. Virgin Islands tonight. They have been brave. You see moments of talent. St. Louis providing the latest. St. Louis slips it ahead. St. Louis still no closer. What a ball through. Maria taking the wide angle. Maria chopped down. Penalty. And Aruba can grab one more from the spot as Maria wins the spot kick in the 78th. Put that wide angle in. He did get to the ball first. And Orion Mills cleans him out. Ostiana's on a hat trick. Yellow card given to the player committed the egregious challenge. Mills booked. You won it, so he'll take it. Maria assisted the opening goal. Does have a goal in his history, the U.S. Virgin Islands. Surely this would be the finisher for Aruba tonight. The exclamation point. Benjamin Maria. The short run-up delivers. The fourth for Aruba tonight. And promotion now seemingly ensured. A 3-goal lead for the first time this evening, courtesy Benjamin Maria. Leaps into the arms of Leuyden's
Benjamin Maria.
And Aruba will get the 3 points they deserve tonight, surely now. Ostiana's night is over. What a night it was. He scored one of the most majestic goals in the history of Aruban soccer. You can choose to take that in any manner in which you choose, but truly a great goal. Daniel Linshear comes on. Here it is.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen.
From some 50 yards.
For Aruba.
A stunning goal. He would get his second shortly out of halftime to secure a 2-goal lead once again. Goals in the 40th and 52nd all the while. As Virgin Islands in pursuit. Getting one back. There's Linshear. Plays for Racing Club Aruba. Corner with about 10 minutes remaining. J.C. Mack won a title with the Charleston Battery in the U.S. back in 2012. In the time that's intervened, France, Finland, Iceland for an extended spell, New Zealand for an extended spell, among the joint leading scorers for the U.S. Virgin Islands. Mack. And time through the hourglass. As Aruba seeks to carry this over the line. Well, for the U.S. Virgin Islands, they knew their fate coming into the night. They will now spend a 4th consecutive Nations League tournament trying to battle out of League C. They've seen Barbados, St. Martin, and now Aruba win their groups over the 3 years, 3 campaigns in Nations League C. We'll have to wait till next year to try and mount a promotion-worthy run. Ned. Josh Ramos finally stymied, pulled over by Blashka. Here's the debutant. Ryan Mills comes off playing on a yellow. And a debutant on
Your
for the
attention,
U.S.
please,
Virgin
ladies and
Islands.
gentlemen. Substitution for the USVI in the 84th minute. Leaving the game, number 4, Ryan Mills. Entering the game, number 16, Samuel Leades.
Leades in off the bench, looking to make an immediate impact. He was available wide. A free kick. Won by Henry.
Hey, one of you.
You expect J.C. Mack to really put his all into this. Letnick putting 4 poor souls in the wall. J.C. Mack. Mack sends it wide, seeking that outstretched run, and was not able to connect.
Ladies and gentlemen,
They had all eyes on J.C. Mack, and they got exactly the look that they were hoping for.
All the fans to attend the 2023-2024 Concacaf Nations League.
Hey, set up, reset. Henry. Back on his head. Yes, don't drop too early.
Well, for Aruba, this appears to be back where they belong. Their second run in Nations League B comes after they qualified into the initial edition of the tournament into that league. Relegated out of the group with Jamaica, Guyana, and Antigua and Barbuda. 6 losses by a combined 13 goals, including a 6-0 destruction at the hands of the Reggae Boys. They do appear intent upon a return, and in about 3.5 minutes, officially they will be. Finished second in League C last year. 5 goals scored, 5 against. It wasn't good enough to get them out. But this year, 3 wins from 3. And on the verge of returning to League B, and with it, that much closer to trying to qualify for the first time to the Concacaf Gold Cup. It'll be a higher level of competition they'll see, and that much harder to try and stay up next time around.
Stop. Indicate. Push it long.
Final window for Aruba. Glenbert Crows and Mark Jacobs. That's it for Maria.
Number two. Go that way.
Got his goal from the spot in the 79th minute, assisted the opening goal tonight, did a lot of good. And Nickinson Paul comes off as well, a guy who's been around this Aruba national team since before the advent of Nations League.
For Aruba in the 88th minutes. Leaving the game, number 11, Benjamin Maria. Entering the game, number 16, Glenbert Crows.
A little bit of run out here at the end of this game. Aruba now, in theory, has nothing other than pride, a 4-0 record, maybe a point or two the FIFA rankings to worry about when they see the Cayman Islands on the 20th. But the Cayman Islands will have absolutely everything to play for. There is still a route for them to get in, and it will rely on Bonaire dropping points in their final 2 games. It will rely upon a victory and not a draw against Aruba. The frustrating part, you'd think, for the Cayman Islands is the U.S. Virgin Islands, well, this game was pretty energetic. Didn't really make Aruba sweat. Front end of a 2-game window for them. St. Louis. Ball across, Eliades. Curling effort at goal, brought down by Ramos to deny Dana in the dying seconds. We've hit the 90, and Aruba are promoted to League B by virtue of a 3-win from 3-game start in Concacaf Nations League C Group B. Promoted for the first time since the 2019-2020 edition, the inaugural edition of Nations League. Aruba have finally scaled their group and will move forward in the League B in the upcoming Nations League campaign. A game that they were really in command of from the very beginning, as they knocked the U.S. Virgin Islands officially down to 3rd place in this year's edition of the tournament in Group B. The final score is Aruba 4, the U.S. Virgin Islands 1, as Aruba secures promotion tonight.
Thank you for coming to the 2023-2024 Concacaf Nations League at the Bethlehem Soccer Complex. Please arrive home safely. Have a good night.
Look at the full-time highlights tonight between Aruba and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Aruba, the vast number of opportunities tonight. Gobia and Ostiana putting this off frame inside 20 minutes tonight. The opening goal would come in the 23rd minute for Jaden Dania on the cross from Benjamin Maria. 1-0 Aruba. At no point would they concede the lead in the final 70 or so minutes of game action tonight. Muted celebration from Aruba, although grand possibilities lie ahead should they see this through. Paul denied. Melchor high. It remained 1-0 into the latter stages of the opening half. And continue on Ostiana's wide effort toward frame. Richard working ultimately a give and go off of Dania. And this from Ostiana in the 40th minute. Truly the master class of League C this year. Caught Ramos out, and Ramos nearly enough to tip that over the bar. Instead, Ostiana celebrates. 2-0 in favor of Aruba at the half. It'd be a quick response out of halftime. Player that left after the horrible Hurricanes of 2017 for Georgia, representing the U.S. Virgin Islands beautifully in the moment. Maria would tap this across, his second assist on the night. And Ostiana, his second goal. Aruba 3-1 ahead, comfortably again. And in the 78th minute, Maria around the outside, brought down by Mills. Penalty put home by Maria. That would provide the final scoreline of 4-1 in favor of Aruba as they are promoted tonight. There is still a hugely consequential game that remains for Aruba against the Cayman Islands. The Caymans can still get promoted. They'll need a victory. What we know tonight, however, is that Aruba on 9 points, 3 wins from 3 games. They will, in fact, be in League B in the upcoming Concacaf Nations League. A 4-1 victory for the U.S. Virgin Islands tonight. For our entire team at home and beyond, like Watt said. So long.